1 sec. Get this. We got these new phones now that we register you guys in, so. Okay. Give me 1 sec. Pitt, do you copy? Can you switch Cliff over to the GT3 RS, please? No, he's not showing. I do not like this. Fire it up. Perfect. All right. Okay. So, go ahead. Oh, I just messed it up. There we go. Go ahead and pull her back into gear. Thumb down on the stick. And over to the left. Perfect. Go ahead and start pulling out and to the right. Nice and smooth. And hard right. Go ahead and upshift a second for me. Going to accelerate to 25, and then a nice firm brake test. Perfect. Go ahead and accelerate back to 25. Then test my brake. Ready feet off of the pedals. Yep. Perfect. Go ahead and head down to those 2 orange cones. No faster than 35. Go ahead and upshift to third. GT3 RS out for 10 laps. Copy that. When we get through the orange cone, just hugging that right hand side, looking out for that single standing orange cone. Go ahead and start squeezing onto the gas, nice and smooth. Perfect. Hugging that right hand side, looking out there past those double oranges. There you go, a little harder, straight out to that single, and brake smooth straight to that orange, and go ahead and coast, and we're going to follow that white line nice and smooth all the way to the blue. Start to turn it in, tight to the green, squeezing on nice and smooth, staying mid to high, and back and to the right, nice and smooth, moderate throttle through here, just maintain that, perfect, and back and to the left, tight to that left, start to squeeze onto that gas, nice and smooth, straight out to that blue, all the way out to that blue cone, and lift it off, turn it in, tight to the orange, squeezing onto the gas, and go ahead and brake straight to that blue cone, and coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green, and back to the right, start to squeeze onto the gas, perfect, back to the left, a little harder on the gas, yeah, you retained that smoothness, back to the right, straight to that blue, and go ahead and brake straight to that blue, and coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green, moderate throttle through here, back into the left, start hugging that corner, squeezing on the gas through here, straight out to that blue, and brake smooth, straight out to that blue cone, and coast, turn it on in there, all the way in, tight to the green, start to squeeze onto the gas, all the way out to the right, straight away is yours, go ahead and hit it, all the way out, you got it, perfect, and upshift, right left, perfect, keep going, and brake hard, straight to the blue, more brakes, downshift, downshift, and coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green, and back to the left, tight to the green, start to squeeze onto the gas, straight out to that orange cone again, perfect, and brake straight to that orange cone, and go ahead and coast, follow that white line, nice and smooth, all the way to the blue, now turn it down, tight to the green, nice and smooth, build on the throttle, staying up high, and back off, tight to the right, moderate throttle, just moderate, maintain it, no, you got it, don't worry, don't freak, next time we just want to roll off that throttle, okay, all the way out, lift off, turn it in, tight to the orange, squeezing onto the throttle through here, and brake straight to that blue, and coast, turn it in, tight to the green, all the way in there, back to the right, start to squeeze onto the gas, nice and smooth, back to the left, a little harder on the gas, and back to the right, tight to the right, harder on the gas, straight out to the blue, brake hard, straight to that blue, and coast, turn it in there, tight to the green, nice and smooth, back into the left, hugging the corner, and squeezing the gas all the way through here to steer it in, and brake straight out to that blue, a little more brakes, and coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green, all the way in, start to squeeze that gas, and winding the wheel out, straight away is yours, hug the right hand side, and I'll tell you when to shift, keep going, upshift, perfect, far left side of the track, stay on it, and upshift, and hard on the brakes, straight to the blue, more more brakes, downshift, downshift, and downshift. Turn it down in there, tight to the green. Back to the left, start to squeeze onto that gas. Unwinding all the way out, straight out to that orange. Perfect, and brake hard, straight to that orange. And coast. We're going to follow that line nice and smooth all the way to the blue. Now start to turn it down. A little tighter, no, a little less throttle. Work it in there, back off the throttle, tight to the right, moderate through here. Tighten it up. Back and to the left, nice and tight. Start to squeeze the gas, straight out to that blue. All the way out to that blue. There you go, and roll off, tight to the orange, and squeeze on, and brake straight to that blue cone. And coast, turn it on in there, nice and tight. And back to the right, start to squeeze onto that gas. Back to the left, a little harder on the gas. And back to the right, tight to the right, a little harder on the gas, straight on the blue, there you go. And brake straight to that blue. We're gonna hug that corner a little tighter next time, coast. Turn it on in there, tight to the green, back and to the left, start to squeeze onto that gas. Hugging that corner, you got it. Perfect, straight out to that blue and brake straight to the blue. Harder braking, more brakes, and coast. Turn it on in there, tight to the green. Start to squeeze on that gas. Unwind on the wheel, straight away is yours. Go ahead and hit it. You got it. Upshift. Perfect. And upshift. Keeping your hands at 9 and 3. Prepare for that downshift and brake hard straight to the blue. Downshift. A little closer, downshift. You're grabbing the high beam. Go ahead and coast, turn it in, tight to the green. No, you're good. Back to the left, start to squeeze on that gas. Unwinding the wheel all the way out. We're going to pass them on the left. Go around them on the left-hand side. And we're just going to hug mid-track through here and tighten it up. There you go. Nice and smooth. Tighten it into the green. Moderate throttle. Just maintain all the way into that green. Now build onto the gas a little bit more and roll back out. Tight to the right. Start to squeeze. Moderate. There you go. Back to the left. Get it pointed first. Start to squeeze the gas straight out to the blue. All the way out to that blue cone. Perfect. Go ahead and lift off. Turn it in. Tight to the orange. Squeezing on through here. And brake straight to the blue. And coast. Turn it in. Tight to the green. Nice and smooth. Back into the right. Start to squeeze onto that gas. Back to the left. A little harder on that gas. And back to the right. Tight to the right. A little harder on the gas. Straight to the blue. And brake straight to that blue. And coast. Turn it on in there. Tight to the green. Nice and smooth. You got it. Perfect. Back into the left. Start to squeeze that gas. Hugging that corner. Straight to the blue. And brake straight out to that blue cone. Perfect. Go ahead and coast. Turn it on in there. Tight to the green. All the way in. Start to squeeze that gas. Straight away is yours. Oh, you drive like you've done this before.
Well, once before.
And upshift. Perfect. Keep it going. And upshift. Yep. And brake hard straight to the blue. More brake downshift. Perfect. Downshift. And coast. Turn it on in there. Nice and smooth. All the way in. Back to the left. Start to squeeze onto that gas. Unwind on the wheel. All the way out to the right. Harder on the gas. And go ahead and brake straight out to that orange cone. And coast. We're going to follow that line nice and smooth all the way to the blue. Turn it down. Tight to the green. Perfect. Back to the right. Moderate. Back it off. There you go. Steer it in first. There you go. And back to the left. Tight to that left. Start to squeeze that gas. Squeezing on the gas. Straight out to that blue cone. All the way out. And go ahead and brake. Coast. There you go. Turn it into the orange and brake straight to that blue cone. And coast. Turn it in. Tight to the green. Back to the right. Start to squeeze onto the gas. And back to the left. A little harder on the gas. Perfect. Back to the right. Tight to the right. Harder on the gas. Straight out to that blue. There you go. And brake hard straight to that blue. And coast. Turn it in. Tight to the green. Perfect. Back to the left. Start squeezing onto the gas. Hugging the corner the whole way. Straight out to that blue cone and brake straight to that blue cone. Hard brake. And coast. Turn it on in there. Tight to the green. All the way in. Starts to squeeze onto the gas. Straight away is yours. Perfect. Keep going. Upshift. Straight to the blue, downshift, and downshift, and coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green, all the way in, there you go, back into the left, start to squeeze onto that gas, build the throttle, you're good, all the way out, we're going to go ahead and slow it down, and we're going to let them go, we're going to let them roll, slow it down, we're going to cool down, we're going to take a cool down,
Okay.
So, this set, you can,
holy this is a different car than that other one.
Oh yeah, a little bit. So we're going to turn some AC up so you can cool down a little bit. So on this lap, we're going to just talk about where we want to work. So coming through here, you're going to be a little, just slightly less ambitious on gas.
Okay.
And then smoothly start to steer it and build on throttle. You're smooth through here. When we get out to that blue cone, what I want you to do is roll off of the throttle right about here, turn it in first, and then give it a slight squeeze, tight.
Okay.
Straight to the blue. Go ahead and brake. We're going to let this GT3 come around. This is just on the right-hand side. You just hook the right. Go ahead and pass this gun.
Okay.
So we just want to lift off through there so we can make that nose bite in, and then coming out to here, you want to hug this and let it slingshot you straight to the blue.
Okay.
You don't want to go too wide too early.
Okay.
And then when you come in here, you're going to coast, turn it in, and immediately, once you're there, you want to immediately be turning left, hugging this corner the whole way through here, and then start to straighten the wheel as the blue is nosed up on the car.
Right.
And then when you turn in here, all the way in, deep in, using the whole steering all the way tight, and then let it slingshot you straight to the outside of the truck.
Okay.
Then as we're coming up on the straight, we're doing great on the straight. We just want to hit the brakes a tad bit harder initially.
Okay.
So go ahead and
Repeat that. Huh? That last part?
when we come up the straight, when we get into the brake zone, we're going to hit the brakes just a little bit harder.
Okay.
Initially, and then we'll
I
start
noticed you've been helping me on that.
Yeah. So just a little harder on the brakes coming off the straight. And other than that, you've been clean, man. I can tell you can remember from last time. So once we get through this section, we're going to coast. And then when you coast, you want to turn in tight to this green all the way in there. And then immediately back. You want to drive it just like you do. It feels slower.
Okay.
Straight out to that orange cone. And then now we can go ahead and pick it up. So go ahead and coast out to that orange cone. We're going to follow that white line nice and smooth all the way to the blue. Perfect. Start to turn it down, tight to the green, squeeze on the gas. You want to be also a little smoother through here on the gas, and then back into here, coasting, just maintaining. So you can hug that corner, and then back to the left, start to squeeze onto the gas, straight out to the blue. Harder on the gas, all the way out, and then roll off of the throttle, tight to the orange. And we're going to go around them on the left, perfect. And brake straight to this green, and turn it on in there. Perfect. Back to the right, start to squeeze onto that gas, and back to the left, a little harder on the gas. Perfect, and then back to the right, hug that right, straight out to that blue. There you go, and brake straight to the blue. You want to get a little tighter next time. Then coast, turn it in, tight to the green, nice and smooth, back to the left, start to squeeze on that gas, hugging the corner, all the way through here, keep hugging, straight to that blue, brake straight to that blue, perfect. And go ahead, turn it in, tight to the green, all the way in there, start to squeeze on that gas, unwinding out to the exit, straight away is yours, hug that right hand side. Perfect, keep going. Top shift, perfect, far left side of the track. Top shift. And brake hard, straight to the blue. Downshift. Perfect. Downshift. And coast. Turn it on in there. Turn. There you go. Back to the left. Start to squeeze onto the gas. Squeezing on, unwinding out. Perfect. Straight out to that orange. Good drive. And brake hard, straight to that orange. All the way out. And coast. We're going to follow that line nice and smooth to the blue. Turn it down. Tight to the green. Nice and smooth. Building onto the throttle. Lift off. Tight to the right. Tighten it first. Get it steered in there. And back into the left. You don't want to jerk. Just nice and smooth. There you go. Start squeezing on the gas. Straight out to the blue. All the way out. Roll off. Tight to the orange. Roll off. Tight to the orange. So when I said get out there, you want to come off of that. Turn it in. Now you're good. Go ahead and turn it in. Tight to the green. Nice and smooth. Back into the right. Start to squeeze on that gas. Back into the left. A little harder on the gas. Perfect. Back to the right. Tight to the right. There you go. Steer through. And brake straight to that blue. Perfect. Go ahead and coast. Turn it in. Tight to the green. Nice and smooth. Back to the left. Start to squeeze onto the gas. Hugging the corner. Straight out to that blue. And brake hard straight to that blue. Perfect. Go ahead and coast. Turn it in. Tight to the green. All the way in there. Now start to squeeze the gas and wind on that wheel. Straight away is yours. That was a good drive through 12.
That was better.
Good drive. And upshift. Perfect. And upshift. Perfect. And brake hard straight to the blue. Downshift. Stay on those brakes. Downshift. And coast. Turn it on in there. Nice and smooth. Tight to the green. Back to the left. Start to squeeze onto that gas. Unwind it. Looking through the corner. All the way out to that orange. And brake hard straight to that orange. All the way out. And coast. Follow that line. Nice and smooth to the blue. Now start to turn out. Gradually building on that throttle. Nice and smooth. Lifting off. Back into the right. Moderate. Just go ahead. There you go. Steering it through first. Back off. Tight to the green. Start to squeeze that gas. Nice and smooth. Straight to the blue. All the way out to that blue. Lift off the throttle. Off the throttle through there. There you go. Start tight to the green. And brake straight to that blue. And coast. Turn it in. Tight to the green. All the way in there. And back to the right. Start to squeeze onto that gas. Back to the left. A little harder on the gas. And back to the right. Steer tight to the right. Keep hugging. Straight out to that blue. Perfect. Brake straight to that blue. And coast. Turn it in. Tight to the green. Back to the left. Start to squeeze on the gas. Hug the corner. All the way through. Keep hugging. And brake hard straight to that blue. And coast. Turn it all the way in there. There you go. Start to squeeze onto that gas and wind on that wheel. Straight away is yours. Good drive. Keep on going. Keep digging. Upshift. Perfect. And upshift. And brake hard straight to the blue. Downshift. And downshift. And coast, turn it all in there. Turn, and back into the left. Perfect. Start to squeeze on that gas. Unwinding all the way out, nice and smooth and fluid. Straight out to that orange, and brake hard straight to that orange. All the way out, and coast. Have some patience. Hugging that right side all the way to the blue. Turn it down, tighten to the green. There you go. Start to squeeze on, and back off the throttle, back off. Tight to the right, moderate. Left throttle. Back into the left. Start to squeeze onto the gas now. Straight out to that blue. Hard throttle to the blue, and lift off the throttle. Tight to the orange. Tighten it up. Start squeezing onto the gas, and brake straight to that blue. And coast. Turn it in. Tight to the green. All the way in there. Back into the right. Start to squeeze onto that gas. Back into the left. A little harder on the gas. Back into the right. A little harder on the gas. Tight to the right. Straight out to that blue. There you go. And brake straight to that blue cone. And coast, turn in, tight to the green. Perfect. Back to the left. Start squeezing on that gas, hugging the corner. There you go. Straight to that blue and brake hard straight to that blue cone. All the way out. And coast, turn it all the way in there. There you go. Tight to that green. You got it. Unwinding that wheel. That was a good drive. Straightaway's yours. Keep going. Top shift. Perfect. Far left side of the track. And top shift. Brake hard, straight to the blue. More brakes, downshift. And downshift. And coast, turn it on in there, nice and smooth. All the way in, back into the left. Start to squeeze the gas, nice and smooth. Get it pointed, squeeze it on. There you go, all the way out. And brake hard, straight to that orange. And have patience, we're gonna hold that outside line all the way to the blue, nice and smooth. Now turn it in first, now build slowly. There you go. Starts building up, back off the throttle. Tight to the right, moderate through here. No squeeze. Back into the left. Now start to squeeze onto the gas, straight out to the blue. And I want you to come off of the gas. Come off the gas, turn it in, squeeze onto the gas through here, and brake hard straight to the blue. That was cleaner. Turn it in, tight to the green, nice and smooth. Back into the right, start to squeeze onto that gas. Back into the left, a little harder on that gas. Perfect. Back to the right, tight to the right, harder on the gas, straight out to that blue. Brake hard straight to that blue cone. And coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green. Back into the left, tight to the left, hugging that corner. There you go, squeezing onto the gas through here, straight out to that blue, and brake hard straight to that blue. A little harder, and coast, turn it in, tight to the green, all the way in there. Start to squeeze that gas and winding that wheel, straightaway's yours. That was clean. Good drive.
Good coaching.
Yes. Keep going, top shift. Perfect. Keep going, top shift. And brake hard, straight to the blue. More brakes, downshift. And downshift. And coast, turn it on in there, nice and smooth. There you go. Back into the left, tight to the left. Start to squeeze onto that gas and wind it up. Looking through the corner, straight out to that orange. And brake hard, straight to that orange. All the way out. And coast, follow that line, nice and patient to the blue. Turn it in first. Now build, there you go, building on smooth. Backing out, roll it out, tight to the green. Steer it first, always steer it first. And back into the left, tight to the left. Start to squeeze onto the gas, straight out to the blue. There you go, all the way out to the blue. Roll off of the throttle. And then turn it in, squeeze it onto the throttle, and brake straight to that blue cone. Perfect. Go ahead and coast, turn it in, tight to the green, all the way in there. Back to the right, start to squeeze onto that gas, and back to the left, a little harder on the gas. Perfect. Back to the right, tight to the right, harder on the gas, straight to that blue. Brake hard, straight to that blue. And coast, turn it in, tight to the green, nice and smooth. Back to the left, start hugging the corner and squeeze the gas the whole way. Steer through, straight to the blue, and brake hard, straight to that blue cone. Perfect. Go ahead and coast, turn it in there, all the way in. Squeeze on the gas, you got it. That was a good drive. Straightaway is yours. And top shift. Perfect. And top shift. And brake hard, straight to the blue. Downshift. And downshift. And coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green. Back to the left, start to squeeze onto that gas. And winding that wheel all the way out, straight out to that orange cone. And go ahead and brake hard straight to that orange. Hard brake and coast. We're going to follow that line nice and smooth. Turn it down, turn it first, no gas. Back it off. There you go, starts to squeeze off. And back to the right, off the throttle, tight to the right. Nope, off the throttle. And back to the left, tight to the left. Starts to squeeze onto the gas, nice and smooth. Straight out to the blue, harder on the gas, all the way out to the blue. And come off the gas. Turn it in, squeeze on the gas, through here, tight to the orange, and brake hard straight to the blue. That was clean. Go ahead and coast, turn it in, tight to the green, all the way in. Back to the right, start to squeeze onto the gas. Back to the left, a little harder on the gas. And back to the right, tighten it up, harder on the gas, and brake hard straight to that blue. Perfect. Go ahead and coast, turn it in, tight to the green. Back into the left, hugging that corner, tight to the green, squeezing onto the gas, straight out to the blue, and brake hard straight to that blue cone. And go ahead and coast, turn it in, tight to the green, all the way in there. You have it. Starts to squeeze onto the gas, straight away is yours. Next time I want to go a little bit wider around the curve. Perfect. downshift, and coast, turn it on in there, tight stick it, perfect, back into the left, start to squeeze onto that gas, steer it through, straight out to that orange, you got it, and brake hard straight to that orange cone, and coast, follow that line nice and patiently, turn it in first, now start to squeeze, there you go, staying up high, roll off the throttle, tight to the right, steered, 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 there you go, back to the left, tight to the left, start to squeeze onto the gas, straight out to the blue cone, harder on the gas, and then roll off, tight to the orange, squeeze it on the throttle through here lightly, and brake hard straight to that blue. And coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green, back to the right, start to squeeze onto that gas, back to the left, a little harder on the gas. There you go, back to the right, tight to the right, harder on the gas, straight to that blue, brake hard straight to that blue cone, and coast, turn it in, tight to the green, nice and smooth, back to the left, start squeezing on the gas, hugging the corner, straight out to that orange blue cone, and brake hard straight to that blue. Perfect, and coast, turn it on in there, tight to the green, start to squeeze onto the gas, perfect, start squeezing that gas, straight away it's yours. That was good. That was a really good dive. Late apex. And top shift. Perfect. And top shift. And brake hard straight to the blue. And downshift. And downshift. And coast, turn it on in there nice and smooth. Tight to the green. And back into the left. Start to squeeze onto that gas. Harder on the gas. Finish strong. Finish strong. Harder, harder, harder. And brake hard straight to that orange. Perfect, and we're going to upshift to fourth, and we're going to cool her down. Good driving there. Good driving. You retained.
Well, it wasn't as smooth this time as it was last time. I was trying to go too fast, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, there's a couple spots where you're really eager to get back on the gas, and with this car, you want to speed up to the corner, brake just enough to get it to dive in, and then let it do its work with grip coasting through the corner.
It's a different car than another one, that's for sure.
This is a whole nother animal.
Yeah.
Very, very much more grip. If you notice, you can steer a lot tighter in this car.
That is correct.
Without it giving you any grief.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one, you start to get tire grief out of it, like,
right.
This one, no, it just bites.
Yeah, it does.
So you just got to time it. The thing about this car versus the other one is about learning what the car is going to do. This one is about timing it.
Okay.
Timing it properly to where when you do it, you dive it, and it's timed so well that when you start to grab back onto the throttle, it's already pointed where you want it to go, and you don't have to come off the throttle. You can roll into the throttle a lot sooner. We're going to go ahead and exit off. Perfect. Go ahead and downshift to third. Perfect. And as we get up to that blue truck, I'm going to have you downshift to second, and then we're going to reduce our speed to about 10 miles an hour. One more downshift. Perfect. Good driving, man. Good driving.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I've been looking forward to this for 2 months since I was here last time.
Oh, very good drive. Very good drive. Go ahead and slow it up just a little bit. We're going to make a hard right around this corner. Alright. We're going to pull right up to that white and red line right there.